So today I wanted to show you a couple of my new multi-tools that I picked up, and I've used them now for about 2 weeks, and I thought I'd give you my first impression and also what I think of them so far, and whether it was worth the purchase. So stay tuned. My name is Sash and this is ST Reviews. Okay, so the two multi-tools that I'm going to talk about today is the Gerber or the Gerber or whatever, however you pronounce it, Curve multi-tool, as well as the Victorinox, which is the Pioneer Alox model. So I didn't want to do any unboxings and so forth. It was more about straight into the hardware itself, and here we are. Now, as you can see, they're a very different tool, fit for different purpose. So I'm just going to start off with the Gerber Curve, which is my latest edition that I've purchased. And as you can see, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny little device, and I can't stress the size, right? I mean, there's my thumb, and there's the multi-tool on the thumb. So it is a very, oh, magic trick's gone, very small device. The reason I opted in for this one is because of its size and the fact that it doesn't look like a multi-tool, doesn't look like a knife, or doesn't look like, say for example, this here, which is my my trusted Leatherman Micra, that looks like a multi-tool. And just for size comparison, that's the Leatherman Micra, and there's the Curve. So as you can see, if you're familiar with either or, it is a very small device, and it doesn't have too many functions on it. But guess what? It's got enough for what I wanted to do. It does have a carabiner here, which is the clip, which is the way to sort of attach it to your keys. And if I go through it very quickly, it's got the fine edge knife or blade. It's got the medium, medium flathead driver or prying tool. Sorry. You've got the file, which you may or may not be able to sort of, if I can get the camera to focus. There's a small file here, there you go, with a Phillips head screwdriver on the tool there. It then has a smaller flathead driver there too. And last but not least, it's got the bottle opener, where if you put that on top of the bottle, it clips in, boom, off it goes. Now, one of the most, I guess, important part to me in this tool is that they're all outboard components and they're fully lockable. So when you open up the blade, you may hear the click, and it is now locked into place. You're not going to accidentally chop your finger off as you're using it. And as you can see, it is a small tool, but it is, come on camera, you're doing. It is a small tool, but it is definitely a handy one to get you out of, whether it's opening a box, a package, or unscrewing something quickly while it's dangling off your keys. It's a really powerful tool. And then to close it again, there is a sliding mechanism here, which you move down and it unlocks and releases the tool, and off it goes. So look, it is a very, very small tool. There you got the Gerber stamp there on the side, and it's definitely going to go as one of my favorites because it's very, very lightweight. It weighs down to nothing in my opinion. And if I show you the box that it came in, it actually goes through a bit of a description of what the bits and pieces are. But look, it's very light. I opted in for the blue color. There are different colors that it comes in. I just think this will age well. as the aluminium starts to scratch off. Yeah, very, very cool little tool. Next is my Victorinox Pioneer Alox. Now, the reason it's called that is because of the aluminium, the rigid, as you can see, pattern here on the body, which gives it a nice grip. And it's very different to, for example, I've got the 13 function camper model, which is sort of the traditional Swiss Army knife that you're familiar with, the red color. This I got because, again, it is a bit more solid. I also think it's a bit more attractive than the traditional red. And again, that's just subjective and it's my opinion, but I do like this color and this material. And I got this for travel. So I recently went on a little holiday, and this was a daily driver in my bag. And the reason being is for the tools that it comes with, which I'll go through very quickly. Before I open it up, it's worth mentioning that this is inspired by the classic soldier's knife, the Swiss Army knife, and it is a medium pocket size knife. So again, here's the micro, Leatherman micro, if you're familiar with it, just to give you a bit of a size comparison. From a tools point of view, it does have a reamer punch in there. It does have the, good way to lose a finger. It does have the long blade. The spring on these is very, very strong. There's the long blade. It's also got, where are we up to? You've got the can opener. There's a 3mm screwdriver, bottle opener, a 7mm screwdriver, and the wire stripper, which I will open up very quickly, just so you can have a look. There you go, and you've already seen the blade and the reamer. Now, what I like, which is pretty cool, that I wasn't even aware myself until I saw one of the other YouTubers highlight here, is the wire stripper. So how that works is that the wire would go into this little slot here. All right, so I'm going to try not to lose a finger. And then the knife would cut through as you're stripping the wire. And you can have a look online. I'm not about to go get some wire and test it, but that's how the wire stripper works. As you can see, with this one here, it doesn't have too many features. You've got a bit there where you can actually engrave it if you like, to gift it and so forth. But the blade for me was a great feature. As you can see, it's it fits nicely in the hand, and it is a long blade, so very, very handy for day-to-day stuff. But the fact that I also have the flathead screwdrivers on it was handy. The bottle opener, they got used a fair bit. Something that people may laugh at. One thing that I did enjoy this reamer punch for was punching cigars. If you don't have a tool on you, well, guess what? You can use that if you smoke cigars. Anyway, that's something that I wanted to highlight as well. And you've got obviously the keyring here, which, to be honest, it's probably a little bit big to be dangling off keys, in my opinion. If I was going to use Victorinox for dangling off keys, it would be something like this little baby here, which I've previously reviewed. It's my little chocolate. And again, this is a bit more suitable for keys because it doesn't stand out as much. And as you can see, it's very, very similar size to the Curve. So in summary, two new tools, two very different user cases in my opinion. This one will be dangling off my keys 24/7. This will only come with me, I wouldn't say daily. This will come with me on certain trips and outings. But again, very similar functions yet different. But if you're going to need a bottle opener and a small knife to open packages and whatnot, and a small screwdriver, either or will do it. I can tell you that the finish and the materials used in this particular Pioneer is phenomenal. It's very solid. It's very strong. It feels like it will last a lifetime, which I no doubt it will. The Curve is a little bit flimsy. It does sound its weight. You know, it's very, yeah, I don't know. I can't see that one lasting forever. Whereas this here is just a beast in itself. So again, horses for courses. You know, this does cost 3 times as much as the Curve. But again, I had a use for it. That's why I got it. And I hope this helped you make up your mind if you're looking at both, either or none. So in summary, if you're after a multi-tool slash knife that you can use when you're on your travels and about, highly recommend the Victorinox. However, for something that you can dangle off your keys, I suppose, on a regular basis and use as a EDC that doesn't look too much like a knife, and that's what I wanted with this one. I wanted something that looks more like I suppose, a bit of a, I don't know, we'd say a keychain or a little device. It doesn't look threatening. Maybe this is going to be better for you. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I thoroughly enjoy both, and they both have a separate purpose and use case, and don't regret purchasing either or. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sash, and this is ST Reviews. Goodbye.